Nothing happens fast with training horses, but just seeing them horses go from not knowing anything but maybe lope a circle to being able to run and be competitive, it's a process which I love. That's the biggest thing that keeps me motivated. I'm Marne Loosenort with Plenty Tiny Ranch, and we're here to do the Equinety barn check. I actually started riding pleasure horses when I was younger, and roped and barrel raced, and then moved on and went to college at Murray State University, where I won the short go at the college finals. And from there, I went on to IPRA rodeos, where in '95 I was the first person to win the Rookie of the Year and the World Championship. I was in pre-vet school at the time, and I started riding colts for Bob. Plenty Tiny was our first, and she did very well. She was a little bit difficult to train, but she was very successful. Could cut the clock off really good. So I paternied her that year. That's who we named our place after, Plenty Tiny Ranch. You know, went from there. Bob is really important to the program. Couldn't do it without him. I mean, we've built the business together. He shoes horses. He helps me at all the shows. I mean, he should get an award for best husband for as much as he warms up the horses and keeps me sane through all of it, but he does a lot. We moved into this place in '99, and there was actually just a tobacco barn and a little barn down there where our yearlings were at, and this was all tobacco. We built our little house, and then we've just kept adding on as we go. Now we have a roping arena, an outdoor pen, and the indoor arena. So this is our indoor arena. It's where we ride and train every day. I really like our footing in here. We use the Black Widow to work our ground. We've got sand and dirt mixture. We water it once a week. So the ground is really important because we ride so many young horses, 2 and 3, 4-year-olds, and we need them to be confident that they can hold their ground in their turns. Attached to the indoor is the tack room. Bob and JC built the tack room, and it means that much more to you, you know. Come on in here. We got some pictures of the horses that Bob and I have rode and trained, and he's roped off of and I've fraternity'd. Got a few trophy saddles that we've won, been fortunate to do at fraternities. The most convenient thing about our tack room is our rotating saddle wall. Makes it easy to get to our saddles. We don't have to walk all the way in the tack room to get them. We saddle our horses over here. We've got our saddle pads and our bridles. I like Troy Flayhardy. They call it the Marne bit. He named it after me. I like the roller port, smooth mouth. I like to use it on young horses, introduce them to the port, and a little chin pressure. These get used over time. We ride probably about 50 head a day. Lots of horses around here. I do 90% of the riding on them. Just all that hands-on, being with your horse, spending the time with it. I mean, I think that's very important because there's just so much involved in getting them young horses where they are ready to go and be competitive. Between getting them used to different pens and growing them up, they're getting rode hard, hauled hard. So when they're 3-year-olds, we start them on Equinety. It's a big asset to our operation with all our horses, young and old. Recovery time's faster. Their hair coat, they look amazing because of it. I mean, the better care you take of them, I think the better they're gonna perform as far as them being ready in November to go and be competitive at the level that they need to be at. So here's a couple of our paternity derby horses. This is Martini's at Midnight, which we call Tito. I actually purchased him as a 2-year-old. He sustained a collateral ligament tear and was off for 6 months, but thanks to Equinety, we were able to get him back a couple weeks earlier, which was very important because he was able to compete at Fort Smith and he made the Derby finals there. And then we have one of our fraternity colts, PT Love to Be a Blazin'. He's the first baby out of Love and Fame, and he does have a lot of characteristics of his mama. A lot of try, lots of run, and pretty naughty to train at first. He was a little difficult, and so was she, so I was kind of expected a little bit out of it, but he also had an injury. He was off for 60 days, and the recovery time was a lot quicker thanks to Equinety. We get to compete the rest of the year on him at other futurities. So here's a few more of our futurity colts that we're excited about. All these are powered by Equinety. We've got streaking little Ricky. He's placed at a few futurities. We hope that he really comes on a little more this fall, but we've been pretty happy with him. This is Jessie. She had sustained an injury too. We've had a really rough winter, but she's back on track and was just out of making the finals at Fort Smith. So this is Trace. He is a First Moon Flash. We actually are futuritying him as a 5-year-old. He drug a barrel over to make the finals at Fort Smith. Super fast, really like this colt, head full of sense. Also keep him on Equinety, and he had a chip in his ankle, and we were able to get him back. So we had several of these horses come back this year a lot faster than what we expected, and hopefully they finish this year strong. Here's one of the Weanlings. We like to raise them out of the mares that we've been successful with. We're pretty excited about anything out of Love and Fame and BFI and Famous. Just enjoy the way the mares run barrels. Hopefully their offspring do the same. And that's where it all starts. Here's a couple of our yearlings. The bay mare here is out of Goodbye Lane and Love and Fame. It's our first filly out of her. And Marcia over here, that's a Sawyer's Game Changer out of Ricochet to Fame. Super excited about their future, especially the first time I'll get to ride a filly out of Love, so looking forward to that. And then we have
this is a French Streaking Jess out of Love and Fame.
He's a stud colt, which he just got gelded.
He just got gelded, so
yeah.
It's not a stud colt anymore. Yeah, these are the hopefuls. And it's just another step in the process here at the Plenty Tiny.
You know, I've raised them here. I know the history of the dam they're out of, kind of her quirks, a little bit better how to train her babies because they do the similar things, a lot of them do. It's a lot of hands-on with them, spending the time with them, lots of slow work, lots of fundamentals every day. You know, we at least ride them 4 or 5 days a week, and they gotta be healthy. Give them the supplements that they need. They need to recover a lot faster. We had an older mare that we were competing, and I noticed with her that she would just be depleted after a weekend. You know, we drive 12, 15 hours to all them pro rodeos, and Monday I could just tell she was probably 10 or 12, and she was just spent. And when we started on the Equinety, I could just tell she started recovering better. I could take her a lot more. She could handle things a lot more. That was my biggest turnaround. Equinety, I'll give it a lot of credit for her being able to last as long as she did. I guess it's no different than an athlete. I mean, if you're going to be successful, you got to put a lot of time and effort into it. I guess as you get older, you start thinking a little less of yourself. I have a lot of customers I ride for, and seeing them be successful is just as gratifying as myself. I have a futurity colt for Kirk Schumpert right now, and he's got 3 little girls, and I want them girls to be able, when they take it, that they could go win Youth World on. You know, watching them be successful, I feel like I've succeeded because I've produced a horse that they can ride too. It is definitely all about the horse. I mean, all I do is guide that horse as best I can to be best as it can be in its job. Without them and without their talent and their want to and keeping them where they love their job, we couldn't do what we do.